I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching,
please don't sue me.
Yeah. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney.
I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney news and reviews.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney news and reviews. I'm File91e. Not too much going on with me this week, guys. I didn't really have any packages in the mail. I did reach 400 subscribers though, so that's really cool. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who subscribe to me and watch my videos every week. I try to make them entertaining. I know though sometimes it can be a little bit tedious, but thanks to everybody who supported me through all this, and here's the hopefully 400 more, and I'll eventually reach the 1,000 subscribers mark. You never know. I don't know, but I'm just happy that you guys are here, because I know that the people that are subscribed to me, they really like my videos, and I do this for them. So thank you very much, it's great. It's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the big thing for me this week, and Halloween's coming up soon. I got the Halloween episode coming up next week. I'm not exactly sure what I want to be doing for it, because I pretty much reviewed every Halloween thing last week or last year. So if you have any Halloween reviews for File91e, just let me know, and I'll pick two, and we should have a nice little Halloween episode. So yeah, just post a comment below with your suggestions for Halloween reviews for Disney. So yeah, let's get right to the news. Alright, one quick thing before I go to the news. I'm sorry, I know I teased you with that. A good friend of mine here on YouTube, the Farter 14 or Movie Review Kid 123 here, he wanted me to mention something real quick. He has a good friend that sometimes is in his videos. He now created a YouTube channel, and I went and looked at it. It was pretty cool. He talks about sports and whatnot. He's a huge sports fan, and so I urge you all to, if you like sports or just want to check out his channel, check it out right there. The link is right down there below. It's the Sandman JT7. So just give him a look, and it's pretty cool. He has some good things to say, and if you're into sports, definitely check him out, because he knows what he's talking about. So yeah, so check him out, Sandman JT7. There you go, bud. Check it out. It appears that the Pleasure Island redevelopment at Downtown Disney is starting to get serious. Disney recently filed papers with the county for redevelopment work, and most notably it mentions area development between Comedy Warehouse and demolished BET/Adventurers Club. Those clubs were closed back in September of 2008 and have since sat empty. It now seems that these clubs will be demolished. Well, it's kind of expected, and more on that as it becomes available. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do with that Pleasure Island area. The new Disney Channel Rocks Dance Show debuted at Disney's Hollywood Studios this past week. The show follows a similar format to the previous High School Musical show that it replaced, with a rolling stage that heads up Hollywood Boulevard and stops in front of the Sorcerer Hat stage for a 15-minute performance. According to WDWMagic.com, the entertainers gave 100%, and the choreography is a lot more edgier. So that should be pretty cool. I know a lot of kids love the Disney Channel music and whatnot, so this is a pretty neat little sideshow attraction that happens every now and then. And, the kids can actually go and be entertained, so that's pretty cool. And a couple of rehab and refurbishment news. The Manatee Party is still under construction until November 10th for roof repairs. The Grand Floridian monorail station is currently under refurbishment, with the station remaining open as normal, so don't worry about it. You'll just be smelling some paint and hearing some drills and whatnot. And the Rock and Roller Coaster has reopened today after taking a few days off to deal with some technical issues. It was closed for the past 2 days because of some weird technical issues, but they seem to have worked it out, and everything's cool now. So yeah, that's the news for this week. Let's get right to the reviews. Okay guys, I kind of finished up the Animal Kingdom retro reviews last week, so I gotta move on to the final area that has a lot of retro rides, and that is Disney's MGM Studios or Hollywood Studios. The first thing I want to review from there that is a retro ride is Superstar Television. Not many of you might remember this, but I hope some of you do, because I'm not sure if you guys are old enough to, but I definitely remember it, and I'm only 24, so yeah, there you go. Anyway, Superstar Television opened on May 1st, 1989 with the opening of MGM. It was located in the ABC building where the American Idol experience is right now. So where the American Idol experience is where this was. And it's a 30-minute show that in which the people were plucked from the waiting queue and then put into different scenes from different television shows. The way they were put into these different scenes, was a big blue screen or a green screen. Sorry, somebody just texted me. Now the different scenes include scenes from Cheers, I Love Lucy, mainly the Candy Factory scene, everybody loves that one, Gilligan's Island, Home Improvement, amongst some other things. Now I'm showing you some footage right here, and this is pretty much how it went. You know, somebody was plucked out, you know, of the waiting queue, and you were put in as, you know, as a character from that scene. Like, you know, in this case, they took Al Borland out, and you're now, you know, facing off with Tim Allen for a, you know, hammering duel. And this was from the 1996 you know, vacation video, and I remember this video a lot when I got it, and I really wanted to get, you know, to do that and to talk with Tim Allen and all that, because I thought that was real, and I didn't know what green screen was then. I do know, obviously I know about it now because it's all in my intro videos, but I thought that was the coolest thing. This is one of the attractions that I never got to get on, but I always really wanted to because I thought it would be really cool. Now this was replaced by Doug Live on September 26, 1998. So what I'm going to give Superstar Television at Disney's MGM Studios. I'll give it 3. I mean, I know there is a reason that these attractions were taken away, but this is one of those ones that I really wanted to get on, and I understand the premise is, you know, the premise is interesting. I'm just not sure that the execution was properly well done. You know, I think they could probably do it now because there's been huge advancements, you know, in cameras and green screen technology, but you know, back in the day, I'm sure it was something to behold, you know, so yeah. So see, Superstar Television at Disney's MGM Studios. Okay, and the last thing I want to review today is the thing that replaced the Superstar Television, that is Doug Live. Unfortunately, yes, Doug Live is going to be the big one. Well, not the big one today, but just the final one to leave you with. Anyway, Doug Live was a 30-minute show. It was in the same ABC building as Superstar Television, and is where the American Idol experience is now. And it was trying to be a live show of the animated series of Doug. Now, if you don't know what Doug is, Doug was a television show back in the 90s that I really liked. And it was on Nickelodeon originally. Then it moved over to Disney for some odd reason, I guess because Disney bought it. And Disney tried to make it a Saturday morning cartoon sort of thing that never quite worked out. I didn't like it when it came over from Disney or came over from Nickelodeon. I always thought it was a Nick show, and I don't know. I mean, because back in the 90s, Nickelodeon had a ton of great animated cartoons. I mean, just, you know, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, you know, so. Well, not Salute Your Shorts, but Salute Your Shorts was a great live show. They had, you know, just a ton of great shows back in the 90s that Disney couldn't quite rival, because, you know, the Disney Channel never really had that whole kind of cool edginess to it that Nickelodeon had. But well, I watched Nickelodeon a ton back in the 90s. But anyway, back here, what Doug was, you know, if I were to take you through a show of Doug. It was usually started out with him writing in his journal, talking about the day he just had, and he would talk about his adventures with his best friend Skeeter, his dog Pork Chop, you know, his love interest Patty Mayonnaise, and his arch enemy Roger. And he went to different, you know, he did different things. He often fantasized about transforming into Quail Man, you know, which is his superhero alter ego, and he wanted to, you know, to to talk to the Beats. You know, the Beats, you know, was his favorite rock band, and they were kind of a takeoff of the Beatles. You know, it was kind of one of those things. You know, just acting the way a 12-year-old kid would. You know, just you know, you know, a prepubescent, well, not prepubescent, a pre-adolescent kid who's just growing up and trying to go through all the, you know, the different changes that, you know, come with life, especially being a kid. And that's what the show was. You know, the show tried to recreate the exact format of what a show was, the animated show was. And it was okay. Sometimes some park goers were asked to play some of the roles on the stage. You know, there was singing and dancing and Quailman, which was cool. Quailman was neat. But the fact that there was singing and dancing, there was never singing and dancing in the show, except for when they went to talk to the Beats. There was a couple good songs in there from Doug, but they were just side songs, you know, things that not unless you were a really good fan of this animated series, Doug, would you remember. But yeah, they were singing and dancing. It just didn't work out. I never really liked it. And it's kind of reminded me of something that Disney would put on tour or something. This was like, you know, Doug Live, now in Baltimore, now in Dallas, now in this, that, and the other. Like, kind of like Disney on Ice, but they had this as a stage show at Disney's MGM. I'm kind of understanding why it didn't quite work out. This show did close in the spring of 2001, and there wasn't really any big, you know, thing in that show, in that area or that building until the American Idol experience was, you know, built and shown in there. So that's, you know, that's a pretty cool thing. Now, what am I going to give Doug Live? I want to have to give it 2. I did not like the way I didn't like the way Disney brought Doug over to Disney. I didn't like this show because you can actually watch it on YouTube. They have one of the shows here. I mean, you know, the dancers try hard enough, but it's just, I don't know, just seeing Doug on a Disney thing, it just doesn't quite work out just because it never was the same, you know. I mean, sure, the animation might not have been as good, and the voice work might not have been as good on Nickelodeon, but it was still something that worked. People liked it, and then when it came over from Disney, it just didn't work out. The voice acting changed, and the animation just didn't look Doug-ish, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I can't believe I went on a Doug rant there, but I'm sure a lot of people that grew up in the 90s that liked Doug actually would agree. But yeah, so Doug Live, 2 stars. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around with this thing. Again, thank you so much for the 400 subscribers. I mean, it's great that 400 of you think well enough of me to want to watch my videos every week. So I really appreciate that. And you know, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, I haven't really said that in a while, but I'm just getting 400 subscribers anyway. So I guess just people find me and like me, and you know, that's pretty cool. I really appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, so if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I really just want people to go down to Disney World so they can make their memories and have some really cool, have some really good fun. You know, it's really fun to go down to Disney World. It really is, I promise. You know, if you've never been to Disney World, you really got to go. And if you have been to Disney World, why aren't you saving up to go down again? There's a ton of cool stuff down there now. They're really refurbishing everything and really making it look really cool. So yeah, go to allyours.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is pretty good too, so check that out. You know, straight from the horse's mouth. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this edition of my Disney news and reviews, and I will see you all next week. Bye.